of market structures here. One is the perfect competition, other one is imperfect competition. Imperfect competition, under that only monopoly, monopolistic competition, oligopoly, duopoly, four types will come. Okay, so market structure can be classified into perfect competition and imperfect competition. So already we discussed about what is meant by perfect competition, everything. So perfect competition means where there will be large number of buyers and sellers. Okay, so large number of buyers and sellers will be there in the market, and for a particular industry, you know what is meant by industry, what is meant by firm. Single unit is known as firm, and all the units collectively it is known as industry. So whatever the industry is going to fix up the price, that will be adapted by all the firm. So the here the firm is known as price taker. Okay, on the other day we were discussing about price taker, price maker. Okay, so price taker means what all the other firms, all the competitive firms operating in that particular industry, what price they are charging, that same price only I can also charge. Okay, I cannot charge some other different price, then I will land up in loss. Okay, so that is the main feature. So you need to know what is meant by perfect competition. Okay, and then what are the features of perfect competition? So perfect competition features, if you say no, the first point will be your large number of buyers and sellers there. Okay, so there will be large number of buyers and sellers. Particularly in that industry, there will be many firms operating, many buyers will be there for that product. And that product, second point, if you see, it is a homogeneous product, identical products only. Okay, so more or less similar to the other firms product only. Our product firm also will be having, okay, selling that product. So homogeneous means you cannot differentiate that one. Okay, so there are many close substitutes for our product. So particularly your perishable products, vegetables, fruits, everything can be put under perfect competition market structure itself. So you cannot differentiate your product in size, shape, color, nothing. So there will be very close substitutes for your product. If you charge your prices higher, then the demand for your product will come down, and they may also move to the other firms also, other firms product or brand. Okay, so homogeneous product, there will be large number of buyers and sellers. And then next thing, if you see here, the factors of production, everything, perfect mobility of factors of production. So you can move whatever the inputs you use, it is freely movable from one place to the other. Okay, so within that industry, it is freely movable, free mobility of factors of production. Okay, apart from that, the transport cost, everything here, it is nil. Okay, so transport cost means whatever, I cannot include all those things in my prices of the product. If I sell that product in city, that same thing, even if it is 100 kilometers or 200 kilometers away from that also, I have to charge that same price only. I should be a price taker that there. Okay, I cannot be a price maker. I should be a price taker. What other firms are charging, same thing only I have to charge. So there is absence of transportation cost here. Okay, so these are the features of perfect competition. Okay, and here the firm is a price taker. So equilibrium determination. So equilibrium determination, then we will be moving on to price output determination in the short run, in the long run. Okay, so if you see here, as we discussed earlier, the industry, what prices they are fixing, no, that same prices only, even a small unit is going to charge. Okay, there is no difference here. So if you want to survive, then you have to adapt to the what other firms are doing here. So here price is usually determined by demand and supply forces. So market demand and market supply forces, based upon that only price is determined over here. Okay, so since firm is a price taker, here market forces are considered as the main thing for determining the price. At the point where a demand curve, as you know, demand curve will slope downwards and supply curve will slope upwards. So this is the usual thing, demand and supply. So when prices are raising further, your demand curve will slope downwards. But for supply curve, if you see, it will when prices are charging more and more, your supply will start whatever you are offering, no, that will be more. So this interaction point at which place this demand and supply intersect, that place is known as equilibrium price. So generally equilibrium, what is meant by equilibrium means that point where your profit is maximized, no, that point is known as equilibrium. Okay, so furthermore, you cannot increase your profit. That is the maximum level. Okay, so that point is known as that profit maximization. That point is known as equilibrium. So now firms, if they want to charge their price, so this will be the equilibrium price. Now how this price is determined is that generally in industry they will determine based upon the market forces. So what is meant by market forces means demand and supply. So based upon this only, they will determine their price. So this is known as the equilibrium price. So you want to charge a price of OP, and if this is the output, okay, you will be taking output on the x-axis and price on the y-axis. So if you want to attain this equilibrium price, your price must be OPE and your output level will be OQE. Okay, so if you see here, uh, this table represents the demand and supply. So price, if it is 1 rupee and 2, 3, 4, 5, it starts to increase. So whenever it starts to increase price, your demand will fall down. That you know already. So the demand will fall down like this. Okay, and whenever your price starts increase, your supply simultaneously it will start to increase. So that's what it is, sloping upwards. Okay, so if you see this point, all this point, this is excess demand. Okay, so this is the place where your equilibrium price is attained. That is, demand is equal to uh, supply. Okay, so above that is excess supply. So above that is excess supply and excess demand. So this is your equilibrium price where your demand and supply is getting equal. So equilibrium determination under perfect competition is this one. Okay. So why you are discussing this one is that, so since a firm is a price taker, okay, so industry's price only you're going to fix a price for your product. So that time your industry's price is how it is determined means due to the forces of demand and supply, market forces, market demand, individual supply you are not going to take into consideration. What is meant by market demand? Market supply means collectively aggregate of all the individual customers demand. அதான் வந்து we are naming it as market demand. Okay, individual firm order supply, it is collectively aggregator எடுக்கும்போது that is known as market supply. So market supply, market demand, this forces is going to determine your price of the product. So your price, at what price it will be favorable is that that price is known as equilibrium price. That point where the demand and supply intersect. And you know that demand will always slope downwards and supply curve will always slope upwards. So this point, only at this point demand and supply are equal, your price is 3. Okay, so your demand and supply will be equal. So the other conditions will be either excess demand or it will be either excess supply. So that cannot be considered as a equilibrium price. So price output determination under perfect competition, if you see, whatever the industry is charging price, no, that same price only other firms should also adapt in order to survive. Okay, so in order to earn profit from their product, they want to charge that same price only. Okay, so that is known as perfect competition. Here you will be having actually three stages. Profit, profit you can say as normal profit, and then super normal profit, other one is incurring some loss. So three stages it can be split up into. So when a firm will earn normal profit, whenever your revenue and cost is equal, no, you will be earning a normal profit. Whenever your firm is incurring more cost and revenue is lesser. Okay, so average revenue, average cost, like that you will say. So average revenue is more than average cost, you will earn super normal profit. Whenever your average revenue and average cost is equal, then it is a normal profit. And whenever your average revenue is less than average cost, then you will be incurring loss. Okay, so this is the table which represents your average revenue and marginal revenue. So usually how you are determining is that total revenue is that price into quantity. If you do know, you will get your total revenue. 1 minute. So how we are going to get this revenue? First of all, we have to discuss. Okay, so revenue can be categorized into total revenue, average revenue, marginal revenue. So if you see here, no, total revenue, how you are getting price into quantity, that output, if you multiply, you will get total revenue. Average revenue, how you will get, no, total revenue divided by that output quantity is there, no, that if you divide, you will get average revenue. And marginal revenue, you know, additionally whatever total you will be comparing for at each price and output level, you will be comparing the total revenue, the difference from the previous and this one, how you arrive for your marginal cost. That same way only marginal revenue will also be obtained. So this is the formula for that. Okay, so if you subtract this one with the corresponding previous one, you will get your marginal revenue usually. So these are the three types of revenue which you must understand first of all. So total revenue is formula is price into quantity. Average revenue is that you can obtain only if you obtain total revenue. With that, if you divide quantity of output, marginal revenue also I have explained here. Okay, so now moving on to this thing. So here if you see, no, price it is remaining constant. Okay, so price is remaining constant. And then and then and then if you see, no, you are taking as quantity sold. Okay, so quantity sold you are taking, and then you are taking supply. Okay, so now how we are finding out this one? This is the total revenue actually. Okay, so how we are finding this total revenue? Price into quantity you are finding out. So price into quantity gives you the total revenue, this column. Okay, then you are finding the average revenue. So average revenue, how you are obtaining means total revenue divided by quantity. Total revenue is this one and quantity is this one. So 3 divided by 1 is 3, 6 divided by 2 is 3, 9 divided by 3 is 3, 12 divided by 4 is 3, 15 by 5 is 3. So average revenue. Okay. So you are in the short run. This is the short run. Okay. So this short run means what you know actually. So short run means only one factor will be variable. All the other factors will be fixed. You cannot change the size of your plant, அதெல்லாம் வந்து you cannot do in the short run. Long run la only all the factors you can keep it as a variable. So short run ko long run ko you should know the difference. Okay, so whatever we are discussing here, you will be splitting up into short run price of output determination in under perfect competition, long run price output determination under perfect competition, long run. Okay, so this is the whatever we are discussing here is the short run. So under the short run only now we are discussing. So if you see this average revenue and price, both are same. Marginal revenue, how you are obtaining means this is the total revenue column actually. So the first thing you will write like that itself. Second one, no, this is the difference. 6 minus 3, you will get this 3. 9 minus 6 is 3. 12 minus 9 is 3. And 15 minus 12 is 3. So like this only marginal revenue you will obtain. So if you see here, price, average revenue, marginal revenue, all the three things are Here it is constant. Okay. So marginal revenue, average revenue, everything is constant here. Okay. So that is what explained over here. And industry will be the price maker and all the other firm will be the price taker here. So demand, this one we already discussed. Where the equilibrium price is there means at the place where demand and supply is getting interacted, that interaction of demand and supply is known as the equilibrium price. Okay, so now all the firms should adapt the price which is charged by the industry or by the other firms prevailing in the market. So they cannot change the price accordingly. So if they charge price higher prices for their product, then accordingly then they have to incur loss or something like that. So it might be certain situation where prices are low in the market means other competitors may also enter into the market and they start producing the product. Okay, so if that situation persists, if it is the prevailing in the market, then you cannot charge high prices for the product. You have to reduce the prices, because if it is supply is more in the market means prices accordingly only you have to change, then only you can earn at least normal profits there. Okay, so you cannot charge high prices during that time. Okay, whenever the competition is more in the market, because everything are close substitutes here. Okay, so you cannot differentiate your product. So whatever the price determined by the industry, only that price you have to charge accordingly, then only you can earn profits, normal profits the firm can earn. So this is the price output determination. Again for the short run, if you see, so this one we already discussed what is the short run that has been given here, and this graph is also there. So if they are charging below that price means they can earn profit. But if they are charging more price for the product means then they have to incur the loss at that situation. So they have to incur the loss. If they are charging if the price of the product is low means they can enjoy profits, abnormal profits they can enjoy. If they are charging more price for the product, since there are more close substitutes for your product, if you charge more price, no, then automatically you have to incur the loss under perfect competition. Okay, so this is the average cost curve. You know this one, this is a U-shaped curve, and marginal cost curve always it will come from the low only. It is below average cost ன்றது marginal cost ன்றது it is below the average cost only always. Okay, so equilibrium means this is the point where you can attain equilibrium. MC curve MR curve equal இருந்தால் you can attain equilibrium. But if you are charging more price for the product, then you have to incur the loss, because many new firms will start entering into the market. So if you still continue the same or charge high prices, then they will shift to the other brands or other product. So then ultimately you have to incur a loss. So this is the price output determination under short run under perfect competition.